The sun was barely peeking over the horizon as I slipped into the dense trees of Yellowstone, blending in with the shadows. The park was peaceful this time of day. Most people were still tucked in their sleeping bags or lingering over their coffee. It was the perfect time to move unnoticed. I wasn't here to admire the scenery or snap pictures like the tourists. No, I had a different purpose. For days, I had been following them, hikers who thought they were safe, who thought they were in control. But I knew better. Out here in the wild, it's easy to get lost, easy to disappear. I didn't always stalk the same group, but today they caught my interest. A group of teenagers, 5 of them, laughing, chatting, their voices floating through the crisp morning air. They thought they were untouchable, unaware of the eyes that tracked their every movement. They looked like easy prey. I kept my distance at first, hidden in the thicket, watching as they trekked along the upper Geyser Basin Trail. I could see them pointing out geysers, taking pictures, acting as though nothing could harm them in this majestic place. They were wrong, of course. They didn't know the woods the way I did. It was when they stopped to rest just off the main trail that I began my approach. I could hear them talking, their voices high-pitched and filled with the sort of excitement only youth can carry. I stayed low, moving slowly. They wouldn't even know I was there until it was too late. But then something unexpected happened. One of them, the one called Ethan, paused, his eyes scanning the forest. He saw me. Just a glimpse, but it was enough to make his heart race. I could see it in his face. He knew. He wasn't sure what he saw, but he felt it. I froze. This wasn't part of the plan. I wasn't supposed to be seen, not yet. But it didn't matter, they would keep walking. I'd wait, just a little longer until they were deep enough into the woods. Then I'd make my move. The others were too distracted. They didn't notice the fear in Ethan's eyes or hear the soft shuffle of my boots on the leaves. They kept moving, talking and laughing. They were too comfortable, too unaware of the danger creeping closer. Soon I caught up with them. I kept to the shadows, making sure to stay just out of view. I could hear their voices, still light and carefree, but I could also hear their hearts pounding as I got closer. They didn't know it yet, but I was right behind them. The thrill of the hunt, the excitement of the chase, there was nothing like it. Then it happened. I stepped too far into their sight. One of them, Olivia, saw me, or at least she thought she did. She hesitated, her gaze darting toward the trees, and that's when it all began to fall apart. Ethan looked around, his eyes wide with panic, and suddenly they were all on edge. Good. I liked it when they were afraid. Fear made them predictable. They started running like frightened little animals, darting down the trail toward the parking lot. How pathetic. They thought they could escape me. They thought the parking lot would save them. But it wouldn't. It never did. I followed, not in a rush, but with purpose. There was no need to hurry. They were getting tired. I could hear their breaths coming in short gasps, their steps growing heavier. When they finally reached their car, I knew it was over for today. They had escaped for now, but I wasn't done. They didn't know this, but I had been watching hikers in Yellowstone for years. They came and went, but I remained. I disappeared back into the trees, knowing they would never forget the eyes that had followed them. And someday they would return, perhaps unknowingly, perhaps too confident. They would be mine again. In the forest, there are always shadows, and in those shadows, I wait.